What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I got a shoe that's quiet as kept is one of the top 7 releases of the year. We'll see about that. Virtually no one is talking about this shoe, and I'm pretty surprised considering it's a collab and it's hype and all that other stuff, but I'm telling you, man, this thing is it's pretty good. So with that being said, let's dive right in and check it out. Now, I got this pickup from the Sneakers app, and they came inside the Sneakers app box, of course, and they came with this nice little, I guess wax paper on the outside to preserve the integrity and quality of the packaging, and I really appreciate that from Sneakers app. I really do. We've been getting these clear plastic sleeves on the Alma Year 4s, the We The Best 5s, the Eastside Golf 12, and we don't have a sleeve here, but we do have a plastic box top. That's right, the actual box top is plastic itself, and I thought that was a super nice touch. There you go, as you can see, you actually have the box top with the Solefly logo right there on the center of it. Getting into the theme of the shoe, which I'll talk about a little bit later, you have this printed wax paper that looks like the sparkling blue ocean or some nice, good, crisp, clean waters. Very appealing. Inside the box and actually surrounding the box is some nice shifting sand, some nice powdery brown, beautiful sand. Vacation in paradise all over the box. I mean, just some place you'd rather be than where you're probably sitting there right now. Size tag reads Air Jordan 13 Retro SP, muslin, Celestine blue. And then lastly, of course, you have the shoe. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm beyond pleased to present to you the Air Jordan 13 Solefly. If I'm honest, a beautiful, beautiful shoe that I think no one is talking about and no one's giving the proper credit. First, I'm going to talk about the shoe, and then I'm going to talk about the other stuff about the shoe, like I always do. As I always like to start, you have the sole of the shoe. Again, the Air Jordan 13. Jordan was called the Black Cat, the Panther. So you have these pods that are similar to a panther's paw. These pods look like a big black cat. That's the design inspiration for the sole of the Air Jordan 13. You have the herringbone traction pads in this darker brown color with this Celestine blue right here in between. On the arch of the foot, you have this carbon fiber inset that is supposed to be for rigidity and lightness. And of course, it's that brown colorway. And again, on the bottom, you have that jewel. That jewel is supposed to be the cat's eye, the panther's eye. In this particular case, it is a nice dark blue color to kind of complement the rest of the sole. Flip up to the midsole, of course, you can see those pods again. And again, this is one of the most iconic things about the Jordan 13, how the pods just look great from the side of the shoe. Rubber pods or probably polyurethane with the Celestine blue. Come up to the upper, you have this beautiful gray suede. Now, hope you guys can see this on camera, but there's a lot of motion to it. It's very, very nice. And then you have the upper portion, which again is that Celestine blue. Now, this suede is a little bit rougher than what's down here on the bottom, but I mean, the whole thing is just beautiful. It complements each other very well. The gray and the blue is chef's kiss. On the toe box, you have this wide space mesh material, which extends all the way up to the tongue, which is really nice because typically on an Air Jordan 13, you have just like a leather material here. Even more fascinating, for the first time and that I've ever seen, you have this two-tone toe box. You have that mesh again in that probably muslin color and that gray right there around the beginning. That's actually super nice, and I think really slept on detail. In typical Air Jordan 13 fashion, you do have a tag down the bottom. Typically, this will say Jordan, but this particular release, being a collab, it does in fact say Solefly. And it keeps the tradition of having the Roman numeral 13 on the back of it. Your lace is a nice little rope lace that has muslin and gray hits in it. I don't know how to describe it. It's just not a stripe per se, but like a broken stripe of gray on the muslin sail lace. Of course, on the tongue, again, you had that Solefly logo. Again, on the lateral side, you have that bejeweled panther's eye that hopefully the camera and the light will make this thing kind of pop, and it changes colors. Now, to my naked eye, it was green, but I'm sure as I pan it around in the camera, it should be changing different colors. The sock liner and the interior of the shoe is like kind of a quilted, situation. Not all the way quilted like the Alma Year 4 or like the We The Best 5, but it is definitely premium. It's not your standard cloth, insole. It's very, very nice. And of course, speaking of the insole, it should be a pattern the same as the water pattern that's on a wax paper. And that's pretty much it as far as the shoe itself is concerned. Again, this is a beautiful, gorgeous, meticulously crafted shoe. It's going to be hard pressed for me to say that this is not top 5 shoe, and that number keeps going. But I mean, this is a really nice shoe, guys. I mean, it's nice. Now, as far as inspiration about this shoe, we know that Jordan Brand and the designers always take some inspiration and cues from things that Mike likes himself. So for example, Mike likes cigars, so we had the cigar and the champagne 6s and 7s. Post-basketball career, Mike got into motorsports, so you had Jordan 4 Motorsports or the Jordan 4 Tour Yellows, as he owned the actual motorsport racing team. We have the best hand in the game pack Jordan 1s, which signifies his crippling gambling addiction. And in this particular case, Mike Jordan obviously owns a yacht. He loves to fish. He loves to go out on the water, and this is what you get. This one is to signify being out on the ocean, going fishing in a 100-foot yacht that we all can perfectly relate to. So in all seriousness, the Celestine Blue colorway looks like a nice body of water, big expanse of ocean. And then you have this muslin colorway, which signifies some kind of maybe island or some kind of this faraway destination that you can go and dock your boat, get off, and just cast your lure and cast your bait into the water and fish all day to your heart's content, which is what I'm sure a retired Michael Jordan does quite often. Again, this shoe is a collaboration with Solefly, which if you're not familiar with Solefly, it's a sneaker boutique shop located down in South Miami, Florida. Now, the owner of Solefly is, of course, Carlos, and excuse me if I'm butchering the last name, Pierto. Now that last name sounds familiar. It might be because Pierto is also the last name of Michael Jordan's current wife. Of course, I'm talking about the American model Yvette Pierto, who he married in 2013, I believe. Now, the pair actually met back in 2008, thereabouts. And of course, a couple years later, Solefly opened in 2010 when her brother and MJ partnered together, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, listen, it is what it is. Sometimes luck favors those who are prepared, and it should so happen that those two met, struck up a conversation, the rest is history, and you have Solefly Miami. So that actually makes two Florida boutiques that have some direct connection to Michael Jordan himself. Of course, the other being Trophy Room right here in Orlando, Florida. Solefly has been providing the community with a couple of nice actual boutique exclusives, including a couple of Jordan 1s, a Jordan 3, Jordan Spizike. I think there's a Jordan 15 and 16 in there, a couple of Jordan 10s. I mean, and of course the Jordan 13. So they really know how to make some really, really nice collabs. Again, this shoe released on the Sneakers app as well as the Solefly website to not that much fanfare. I'm not one of those YouTubers that gets on here to tell you don't sleep and you're gonna regret picking these things up. I mean, just wish people had the opportunity to get these more than what was initially seemed like came out on the internet. This, again, I can't stress this enough, is a beautiful shoe. And the great thing about it is it's not going for too much more than retail on the aftermarket. So for those of you who were on the fence or just completely unaware about this shoe, it might be worth looking into. I love it. This one's a definite keeper. Again, top 5 maybe release of the year. I'll know when I sit back and compile everything, but man, it's damn good. This shoe is probably so nice. In fact, I'm probably gonna skip out on the Air Jordan 13 UNC coming out the end of this month. That shoe just seems so basic, even being a UNC colorway, that just can't compare to the quality and actually how nice the shoe is. And that's about it for the shoe. Again, amazing, beautiful shoe, fantastic. Jordan 13s have been typically very comfortable on feet, and this one is no exception. And speaking of on feet, I'm gonna go ahead and get you guys some on foot shots. With this one, there will be no lace swap. I don't think you would want a lace swap anyway. Maybe a baby blue lace, maybe a white lace, but right now, I mean, the shoe is just about perfect as is. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until the next one, I've been Jay Shoe Fanatic. Stick around. I'm gonna be bringing you more reviews all the way through December as much as I can. And I appreciate you guys for always being there for me. And I'm out of here. Gotta smell it. Oh, the original cut. There it absolutely is. I might like it better than the 2020 version. And I had to have